You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Sponsored in part by MB Subculture Comics and Costumes. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that's ready to give you the high energy performance of a lifetime! Woo! I'm Cody, and I'm gonna blow your socks off with this show.
I'm Sam, and I'm ready to rock.
I'm Josh, and I'm here to bring you Power Thirst. It's energy in a can.
I don't even know. Okay, thank you all for tuning in this week. We have a great show for you, a bunch of news to talk about. But first, let's go over some of the things we've been checking out.
Check it out!
So tasty.
Was that from Candy Crush?
No, that was Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. That's one that Cody specifically asked me to put on the soundboard.
Well, I've never played Monster Hunter beyond the original one, so...
It's good, you should.
I've played even less than that.
Your Power Thirst reference reminded me of the only energy drink to ever sponsor our show, Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
The extreme gamer energy sauce.
We don't talk about dog.
Now,
Man, that was a long time ago.
Now in hot dog flavor.
Oh gosh. I thought you were going to mention Brondo.
No.
You know, I think
it's what plants crave.
It's what
I think
they crave the electric lights.
You know, that movie was supposed to be satire.
Yeah,
so anyway,
supposed to be.
So anyway.
Yeah. So what have you guys been checking out? Because I'll tell you what I've been checking out. Work and sleep.
The inside of my eyelids.
Yep.
Let's see. I got a few things. I have been playing the absolute wheels off of the Metal Slug series, the side-scrolling shoot-'em-up arcade game.
Metal Slug doesn't have wheels. It has treads.
There are some slugs that do have wheels.
That's true. You got me there. But you could have said, I've been playing the treads off these Metal Slugs.
Some Metal Slugs have legs.
It's true. Some of them are jets.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so for people who don't know, Metal Slug is a side-scrolling shooting, kind of like Contra. Like,
very much like Contra.
Like you get like power-ups and stuff, but it has a very distinct kind of exaggerated art style. Like it's not trying to take itself too seriously. And once in a while, you can jump into vehicles called slugs that are basically like, you know, anime tanks, anime walkers,
camel.
There's a donkey in one that's basically the camel. But you can pick up a wagon that has like a cannon on it eventually and launch cannon shells. Very hard games. Very much designed to steal your quarters.
Yes, one hit, you die. There's bullets everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Side-scrolling platformer.
Yep. Mm-hmm. With a really weird, like, the first game is, you're fighting against this dictator rebellion army or whatever.
Like Nazi allegory, not allegory, but like
he looks
that's
like
basically
pastiche kind
thing. Nazi
even though he looks kind of like Saddam Hussein. General Morty, the villain of the series, he very much looks like Saddam Hussein. He wears like a beret and has a high collar jacket.
Morty, that's the name of the villain in the Doom Patrol TV series.
Oh.
Yeah. Mr. Nobody, Eric Morton. Probably no relation, but, you know, whatever.
And also, eventually, Metal Slug crosses over with the Ikari Warriors games.
Who are also in King of Fighters, some of my favorite characters.
And I think
in
there's
those
a
games.
King of Fighters character that crosses over into Metal Slug, too, like much later in the series.
Oh, yeah? Do you know which one?
I'm not sure. There's I want to say it's like Metal Slug 5 or 6 has a lot of characters you can choose from. And none of the characters really, they don't add different, until 6. 6, actually, the various characters do have different of stats.
Okay.
But before then, they don't.
All right. So I'm stuck on this Ikari Warriors King of Fighters thing. So you have Hydern, you have Clark and Ralph. And Leona and Whip. And there's one other one. She has glasses. Those are all the Ikari warriors from that show up in King of Fighters. Or it's another character from the series like Terry Bogard or Kim Kapuan.
Whip and Hydern are the only KOF units so far who have made their way into Metal Slug.
Whip and Hydern. Okay, cool. Yeah, Hydern is their commanding officer, and Whip is just another, whatever.
She's a girl with a whip.
It's
animated really well.
It's a lot of frames, a lot of frames in that animation.
Speaking of good animation, that's one of the things Metal Slug definitely has.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, their sprite work is like superb.
I love the aliens too, the Mars people.
Oh yeah.
They call them.
Oh yeah. All the various enemies have really goofy names. Like you have, the hero characters are all from the regular army or Peregrine Falcon Squad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Rebel Army. There's the Mars people.
Oh, Mars people. They were in SVC Chaos.
They're tentacle monsters.
Yeah.
They're just
SNK versus Capcom.
That's the SNK done one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one that was poorly received.
Yeah.
And buggy is all get out.
But the sprites are good. It's really
They're
cool.
Really good.
and the death animations of a lot of enemies are really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's not a lot of like actual story, you can kind of pick it up like through like visual nuances and stuff. And then some of the games just get real weird, where like in one game you run into a bunch of scientists and stuff and start running into zombies. And if a zombie kills you, you come back as a slow-moving zombie. Like, you still have a gun, but then you have instead of throwing a grenade, you have a blood vomit laser.
Yeah, like a huge... I think that's my favorite Metal Slug. It's Metal Slug 3, I think.
Yeah, that's 3.
I think that's my favorite one.
Yeah, like if you get killed by the zombie, lightning strikes your corpse, and then you re-rise, and you're just... You can't jump real good, and you move real slow. And I don't think you can pick up weapon power-ups.
No, I don't think so. But you do have that awesome spray of blood that fills the whole screen.
Pretty much. And then there's a mummy level in
Yeah, you can get
2?
turned into a mummy. Yeah, that's right.
No, it was 3 because they redid that level in Metal Slug X, which is a remake of 3. Or no, that one's a remake of 2.
X is like a shuffle of levels from 2 and 3, I think.
No, it's 2. It's 2. It's 2 done in 3 with 3 assets.
Seems like a waste of time and money, but...
Yeah, that's why I skipped that one originally until the Metal Slug Anthology told me I hadn't completed everything.
Oh.
So I had to go back and play it after I beat 6. Yeah, at one point you can turn into mummies.
Nice.
And you move very slowly. You can't really move that well. And your grenade is like Molotov cocktails.
Mummies. Very underrated Halloween monster.
Yeah.
You always hear about the Draculas and the Frankensteins and the Wolfmans.
But never a mummy.
Never a mummy. I mean, except for the Brendan Fraser movie.
Yes.
But enough has been said of the Brendan Fraser mummy.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it. It's great.
It's a great movie that everyone loves.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've never met a person who said they didn't like those movies.
Yeah.
I tell you, one good thing is, kind of getting away from that meme page. Well, the original one got shut down. They got zucked.
Oh, really?
The Imhotep's mummy memes or whatever.
Oh, really?
Or Memehotep was what it's called.
Why? Why would they care?
I think instead of like reporting abuse to the admins of the page, they were hitting report, which auto flags to Facebook.
Oh, gotcha.
And so there is a second one, but I never rejoined it. It was called Memehotep Returns or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen those things pop up every now and then.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it.
Some jokes get overused like a lot. And pretty much, it kind of spawned. There's a Brendan Fraser fan group meme page now, talking about just be positive for Brendan Fraser and getting his life back together and everything. And like, we get it. He had a rough go. Everyone loves him. I've never met a person who says, "Oh, I don't like Brendan Fraser."
No, I don't think I ever have.
No.
And if I ever did meet that person, I don't want to associate with them.
I don't follow any like meme accounts on Facebook.
I don't either.
I really don't either. Like sometimes I see them and I'll flip through them like, oh, those are kind of funny, and then I kind of get away from it.
Facebook's like suggested page feature has been just running rampant on my account lately. Like there's been a definite uptick in like, hey, do you like this? Do you like this thing?
Please engage with the platform more.
Yeah, and
I hate it like when I talk about something and then I immediately get like Amazon suggested purchases of the thing I just talked about to a physical person.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't talk about anything in my house because
Yeah, because Alexa's listening.
it's listening everywhere.
I'm surprised I didn't pick it up.
Which
The
because you didn't
only-
say the magic phrase.
That's true. The only not other person account I follow on Facebook is the one that posts each individual frame from Evangelion.
Oh, out of context, Evangelion out of context.
No, it just posts every frame from the series in order
Oh,
and then restarts.
Boy, by the time they get to the movie, that's going to be some awkward weeks.
Oh, it's at end of Evangelion
Oh.
right now. There's been some weird stills I've
There's
gotten.
been some weird ones. Yeah.
yeah, I've seen some too. Anyway, other thing I checked. The Suicide Squad. James
Yes.
Gunn's The Suicide
Hey.
Squad.
Hey.
I really, really liked it.
Oh yeah, it's good.
It's not for the squeamish, that's for sure.
That's what I hear.
It gets you still haven't watched it?
Still haven't watched it, but go ahead and talk about it because at this point, if I haven't watched it, that's on me.
I mean, it's very good. Of course, you called it when you said, "Oh, there's all these characters, and most of them bite it real quick."
Oh, sure.
There's a whole opening sequence.
They do a bait and switch in an interesting way, though. I like how they handle it.
Yeah. Basically, what they don't know is you think the main team is the one with Harley Quinn and stuff on it, but it turns out they were the diversion
Oh,
to
really?
get Bloodsport's team onto the island in this two-pronged military operation.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like Team 1 is Flag, Blackguard, Javelin, Savant, Mongal, Harley Quinn,
TDK.
TDK,
Weasel's there, right?
Weasel. Oh God, Weasels was the best. I mean, Savant's was pretty good too.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil the joke they do with Weasel because it's good.
Yeah. But yeah, like the whole movie just opens up with Michael Rooker's Savant, who basically just looks like not Blue Yondu mixed with
A dirty old guy.
Yeah.
well, I think because of the hair and his color scheme, he just reminds me of Omega Red.
He looks like Edgar Winter.
Yeah.
But he
Pasty white skin, white hair, white long hair. Yeah.
but they build him up to be like this, this kind of like this serious kind of, gruff badass of a character who can, I don't know, ricochet stuff. I'm not sure exactly what his power was or his
He
ability.
uses like 100% of his brain, so he can like calculate trajectory of things.
He's limitless, man.
He's limitless, man. Yeah.
Well, they get to the beach. There's a whole big firefight. The guy who plays Blackguard,
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, gets his face literally exploded.
Oh.
It's pretty good and gross. And
Yeah.
then
It's one of the few mainstream films I've ever seen that uses they died as a punchline. Like a lot.
Yeah.
yeah, because his character basically betrayed them all.
Oh, really?
And he's like, "Hey, I'm the one who contacted you, yada yada yada." And Flag's like, "We've been made." And then he's like, "Come on, guys, come on." And then, and then Savant goes full, "I'm out," and starts screaming like a hysterical child and tries to paddle to sea.
Oh, really?
And then Waller blows his head up.
Oh, jeez.
And now while all this stuff is going on and people are just dropping like flies, you got Bloodsport, King Shark, Peacemaker, Ratcatcher 2. I think that's it. I think that's his whole team.
No, you forgot Polka Dot Man.
Oh, and Polka Dot Man.
Who's
How could I forget Polka Dot
Very
Man?
good in the movie.
I have
also.
heard Polka Dot Man is like the best
Yeah.
in the movie. One of the best in the movie.
He has one of the best running gags
Yeah.
in the. But every time you see him out of costume, it's really jarring because most of the time you just kind of see him like basically just his face in his costume. Mm-hmm. But then anytime he's not wearing it and you see like his hair and stuff, like, wait a minute, who's that guy? Oh, that's Polka
yeah,
Dot
it's
Man.
Polka Dot Man. Yeah.
I read that he found a cat on set when they were filming and adopted it.
Yeah,
And
and-
the costume people made the cat a little Polka Dot Man outfit.
That's great.
I saw the pictures from his Instagram. It is adorable.
yeah.
It's like one of those feel good animal stories, like when Viggo Mortensen bought the horse he used in Lord of the Rings.
Right. Or when he and what's his name? The other Australian guy.
Sean Bean?
No, the other one.
No, the other one. Crocodile Dundee.
Yes, that's the one. No, he's been in a bunch of stuff. He's Dredd.
Oh, Carl Urban.
Carl Urban went to that game store in New Zealand and bought like a bunch of Gundam and stuff. Have
Oh.
you seen that?
No.
Yeah, because there are a couple of nerds, and they like bought out a store of all their like Gundam models and stuff.
Hey, that stuff gets expensive depending on the grade of model,
Man,
so
I
that
already-
probably did really well
No,
for that
they
store.
did
I already like Carl Urban, and now I like Carl Urban more.
Yeah, Carl Urban is like a cinema like treasure. Like he doesn't take himself too seriously.
He really doesn't, and he picks just whatever roles he wants to.
And you know, I just love the fact that in Dredd he refused to take the helmet off and have quote unquote FaceTime because the character didn't.
Yeah,
Dredd was a great movie too. Dredd ruled.
Oh yeah,
And he's a good Bones too in the new Star Treks.
Yeah, he does channel a really good DeForest Kelly.
he does a really good job with it. Yeah.
I mean, given what he had for writing anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate the newer Star Trek movies,
No, they're fine movies. They're
but
just
they
not-
really don't feel like Star Trek.
Yeah, they're just not Star Trek.
It's more like,
movies.
hey, you know all these names. Oh, look, there's Leonard Nimoy.
You clapped when you saw him.
You clapped when you saw it.
I know what an Enterprise is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Those movies did have some deep cut, references to Star Trek, like the cat girls from the animated series.
Oh yeah, sure, I guess.
Which Lower Decks also has. Because the doctor on their ship is
Yeah,
one of
it's
those
a
cat
cat.
guys. Or cat people. Feline aliens.
I watched a couple more episodes of that not too long ago. It is a good show.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks like there's a lot of good references in it.
Yeah, it's a solid show.
I mean, I've considered getting Paramount Plus so I could watch it.
It's better than Rick and Morty, which reminds me, last week I wanted to talk about that Rick and Morty episode I hated so much.
Oh, the one with the Voltron robot?
Yeah. It was so bad.
Let's talk about it then.
Oh, well, the episode title is even an Evangelion reference. It was like,
Get in the robot, Morty?
no, it was Rick Vangelion,
Oh.
Neon Jerry Sis Rick Vangelion.
Oh,
even
gross.
though it has nothing to do with the
It
with
says
Ava
J-
at
They
all.
just saw giant robot.
Yeah,
Here's giant robot.
yeah, and it starts out Rick finds a giant ferret robot, Power Rangers ferret. It's the last one he needed to have the whole set of ferret robots so they can transform and the family can have a fun time doing giant robot fights, which sounds like a pretty fun premise. They could make some fun jokes.
Sounds kind of generic, but okay.
Yeah. That's the problem is they bungle the whole thing and it's very bad.
Oh, really?
Like the characters who own the robot come back and they're anime characters drawn like anime, but like anime from like the 70s for some
Oh.
reason.
Oh.
Like they make a joke about them having plus signs for teeth, which is not something anime has done in 30 years.
I mean, I get the joke.
Yeah, but it's not a good one. And they make like jokes about the way they talk like in a dub, like like making the noises that old dubs used to do.
oh?
Yeah. And that is like the most hack played out joke that's ever been done.
Yikes.
It's a lot like if you remember that Dexter's Laboratory episode where he
they
builds
had-
a robot for the whole family.
Yeah.
It's like that, but not funny.
Oh. Yikes. Okay.
They turn it into like this kind of like mafia movie parody somehow, and like they just fail on every level to make an entertaining giant robot parody, which is not a hard thing to do.
No, you take a giant robot and you do dumb stuff with it. That's the parody. That's the fun part. That sounds bad.
It's miserable.
Oh, man. I'm glad I have stopped watching
Yeah,
Rick
I
and
wish
Morty
it
a
was-
long time ago.
I wish it was fresher in my mind so I had more examples of how bad it is, but when they started doing the anime dub voice joke, which would have been very funny in 2002, but not so much now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was an episode written to make fun of anime by somebody who hasn't seen an anime since they saw Akira on cable.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like going back and watching like old dub Dragon Ball like I've been lately, I see the jokes because that was back when they were doing voice dubbing to kind of match up with the mouth movements back then, and they weren't even like trying. It was just terrible.
But
Speed Racer, that sort of thing.
The joke has been done.
If I hold really
Yeah.
still, they'll save money. Oh,
You know, It's been done on Dexter's Laboratory when they did a Speed Racer parody.
I remember that one.
It was done on Homestar Runner
Yeah.
with Stinko Man.
The Clerks cartoon did it when they did that bit about them going to the Korean animation studio.
Oh no, Bear is driving.
Yeah. And that was way funnier.
Yeah.
And I think they did the plus sign teeth in that one,
I think
too.
they did, yeah.
But that was also the year 2000, probably. Maybe earlier.
Yeah.
Like, we can't still be treading this ground in the year 2021. There are jokes to be made about anime that are funnier than, boy, they sure do talk weird on dubs from 20 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
I think dubs have come a long way.
Oh yeah, like dub voice acting is it's gotten real good. Like I love the dub cast in My Hero.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's very good. I've watched it both ways because there's times when there wasn't dub episodes of the new ones, and I'd gotten beyond what was dubbed, and both of them
Went beyond
I went beyond the dub,
plus ultra.
and both casts were good. I enjoyed both versions equally.
Anime dub casting has it's not quite like the whole sub superior dub inferior argument anymore.
It's not this. Yeah, it's not. I mean, people will still make that argument.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have those Japanese animation nerd snobs. But you'll have that in any fandom you have anything. You'll have some guy like, well, actually, I'm a superior fan because, insert thing here.
I wouldn't gatekeep anybody for watching dubs.
Oh, no. No. Hell, most of the time I watch my stuff in dub.
Yeah, because I usually am not that invested to want to
read.
To want to read. That makes me sound really dumb. But
well, sometimes I'm doing other stuff.
Exactly.
Like I don't like doing subtitles when I'm eating because one, I'm paying attention to my food.
You gotta devote all your attention to what you're putting into your mouth.
to the meatball sub that you're jamming down your throat.
Yeah, generally it's a pizza sub.
Yeah,
Anyway.
there you go.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Good choice.
I like pizza sub.
Pizza sub is delicious.
Yeah.
And or if I'm eating something super crunchy, I don't know. For some reason, my brain makes a disconnect. I don't know. Maybe I am the big dummy, but I don't know.
Well, no, big crunch sound in your head means you can't hear the TV. I understand that. That's the logic's there.
You can't hear your brain reading the words on the screen.
That's pretty much what it is for me.
Yeah.
You're drowning out your internal monologue.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, dubs are good now. This just in, dubs are good now.
Joke has been done.
Yeah, I will die on that hill that dubs are good now, I think. It's because anime is a bajillion-dollar business now.
It is.
It's a legitimate thing that makes people a lot of money. So of course they're gonna spend more on. Dubs.
Also the fact that you can find anime collectibles even at Walmart now.
Yeah, well, Walmart has an anime section now. So.
Yeah. I remember you had to go when I was younger and a young anime fan, you had to go to very specific stores to find what you wanted.
You gotta go to Suncoast.
You either had to go to Suncoast or an FYE or Sam Goody.
I remember when they installed the extended anime section while I was working at the FYE.
And then you got to pay $40 for a DVD that has 2 episodes on it.
Yep.
Or it was $30 for a VHS that had 2 episodes on it.
Yeah.
The anime localization people said, no, we're not going to give up this sweet deal we have where we only sell 2 episodes at a time.
at a way marked up price.
Yeah.
Yep.
The fact that you had $20 DVDs, but you had to buy $40 anime DVDs.
We can put a whole season of The Office on 2 DVDs, but you're only getting 2 episodes on this one of Slayer's Next.
Yeah, you had to go dip real hard in the old one,
that was the first anime I thought of.
Man, I think at my dad's, I still have a bunch of old anime VHS.
Oh, really?
They're probably worth something now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Collectors.
I don't know about maybe.
People love VHS.
Yeah, honestly, some of those old anime are probably worth something.
You could probably get at least what you paid into them.
Yeah.
Break even.
Which is saying something for a VHS tape. I mean,
yeah, right.
Isn't that weird? I just have a lot of VHSs in general at my dad's, but Like I have like all the old Batman and Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of old VHS in my folks' house.
I think
as
there's
well.
a big cardboard box full of Disneys with those plastic
The
shells
plastic clamshell cases.
Yeah.
with like the one infamous Little Mermaid cover.
I also have that one. Yes. Yes. All right. Well, hey, let's actually go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we'll get into some news.
Zoinks, man.
Nerd Overload is sponsored in part by MB Subculture Comics and Costumes. MB Subculture is the one-stop shop for all your geeky needs, from comics and collectibles to unique custom costumes, masks, makeup, and more. MB Subculture is located at 122 West Rensselaer Street in downtown Bucyrus, 567-806-5364, and online at subcultureoh.com.
Hello, I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play here on WZMO. I just wanted to take a minute to assure our many fans and listeners that my staff and I take our job seriously here at WZMO. We will always strive to bring only the highest quality audio entertainment to you and yours. Who am I kidding? We just grab whatever album's on top of the stack. Join us every Friday at 11 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. for Long Play. Tune in to see what we've come up with this week. Catch us every weekend right here on WZMO.
Hey, we're back. That was the ad break of the show. Now we're going on to the other part of the show where we talk about news.
Nailed it.
It's morphin' time!
It's morphin' time!
Morphin' time!
Because now I have the muscles and the power.
The best quote from Power Rangers, any media. Now I have the muscles and the power.
What is that from? Which episode is that?
That is from Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, where Jason and Kimberly are brainwashed to become evil, and he's fighting Tommy, and Jason punches him real hard and then says, now I have the muscles and the power.
Oh, I remember that movie now. It was terrible.
First you get the muscles, then you get the power, then you get the women.
Then you get the women. That's right. Well, hey, talking about Power Rangers, so Hasbro has teamed up with Renegade Studios, which is a big tabletop gaming company, to create a bunch of tabletop RPGs based on various pop culture...
Well, Hasbro properties.
Yeah, properties. G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Power Rangers.
So now you and four of your closest pals can get together for 3 hours and pretend to be Transformers and G.I. Joes.
Heck yeah.
And Power Rangers.
And Power, yeah. I don't know why I left them out. I don't know. The Power Rangers one just seems like it would legitimately be good. And then the other two just kind of seem like, that's kind of niche.
Yeah, it's a little niche. But you know what? We're not really into the general fandom of Transformers and G.I. Joe like we are Power Rangers here.
I'm a big Transformers fan.
Well, but I mean, like, I'm sure there are people out there that are just as big into Transformers as we are into Power Rangers.
I mean, I absolutely love the G.I. Joe cartoon.
Okay, yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I love it when Robot Chicken makes fun of it.
But I think you'd be hard pressed to find 4 or 5 other people that want to pretend to be Shipwreck and Snow Job for a long time.
I call Shipwreck's Parrot.
Now the question is, do you play as good guys or bad guys? Because I don't know if I would want to be the G.I. Joe, but I absolutely would want to play a campaign as Cobra with G.I. Joe NPCs trying to thwart my evil plans.
Yeah, that does sound...
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that sounds more appealing to me, too.
Yeah.
I mean, when the one time I tried doing some homebrew Transformers campaign, I was a Decepticon.
Hey, there you go.
Well,
Doom Tread.
that also brings in the fact that these systems are modular and work together. So I guess if you can only get 2 guys that want to be G.I. Joes, and you have another guy that wants to be Optimus Prime, and then a third guy that wants to be the Yellow Ranger, for some reason,
You can make it work.
It's all right there.
Yeah.
I mean, Transformers and G.I. Joe have made crossovers in comics.
And Power Rangers drive big robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't do one for My Little Pony.
I'm sure if
It's right there.
I'm sure if these sell, they'll probably extend it out to their other
Well,
properties.
actually, not that long ago, there was a My Little Pony D&D collector set that came out.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
You got like a special D20.
It was actually kind of cool. I kind of want that.
I think they had like a little short adventure too.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Rick and Morty D&D thing.
Except it makes more sense for some reason than Rick and Morty does.
I mean, My Little Pony's already kind of a weird magical universe.
It's a magical fantasy world. It's just horse people. I mean, it works. Rick and Morty just seems like cash grab.
Oh, well, obviously.
Yeah.
Cash grab and making fun of their players,
Yeah.
their fan base. That's what Rick and Morty is. But yeah, these tabletop games seem pretty fun. I don't know if we have a release date for them.
No, there's not.
I'm guessing sometime early next year at this point.
I would imagine they're probably still on Kickstarter because everybody and their brother is doing Kickstarters anymore.
Well, Renegade, they do a lot of Kickstarter.
Everybody, even big companies that already have their foot in the door have been doing Kickstarters.
Power Ranger fan,
Yeah.
So Renegade, they also do a tabletop board game, modular tabletop board game that I've been kind of collecting, and every major expansion for that they've done as a Kickstarter, and they blow their funding out of the water every single time.
Oh yeah.
They basically use Kickstarter as a way to pre-order a
Pretty
product
much.
that they're already printing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It always irks me a little when an established business uses Kickstarter. There was a Witcher board game on Kickstarter not too long ago. I'm like, why the heck would I give you money to make You could just make it. It's a multi-million-dollar franchise. You could just make this game and sell it.
I agree. I agree to an extent, but I think Power Rangers is, while it is an established brand, I think it's niche enough.
Yeah, that's more
that
niche than The Witcher.
It kind of needs something like that. Witcher,
and even
Witcher
Witcher's
can-
pretty niche too.
I don't know, people's parents watch it on Netflix.
Now?
Like, yeah.
If they were to make a Pokemon board game and put it on Kickstarter instead of
Yeah.
that would seem wrong to me. But like something like
But do make a Pokemon board game, though.
that would be great.
Because the one they did have from back in the day, the Pokemon Master Trainer board
Yeah.
game, it rules.
Yeah, I played it. It's very good.
It's very, very good.
It's very good, and also difficult to come across. It's very expensive online.
I still have mine.
Oh, you do? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're sitting on a tiny gold
Yeah,
mine.
It's missing a Dragonite chip because a college friend stole it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Two of them were fighting over Dragonite a lot for some reason, and it left the set.
Well,
Oh.
Dragonite was one of the only actual dragons in the original Pokemon.
It was, yeah. Like, that was the only line.
Dratini.
And Flareon is the only fire type that can learn Solar Beam.
That is a joke almost exclusively for the three of us in this room.
Yep.
Much like most of this show.
I mean, you're not wrong. We're making jokes into the void that we all get.
Yeah. Sometimes we got to make jokes for us.
Yeah, got to make time for ourselves. It's
Yeah.
self-care.
Self-care. Yes.
Self-care commentary.
All right. So, what are some of the other things we want to talk about this week? We kind of, I'll be honest, a little bit of a light week, but there's a couple things.
The beginning part of the show where you said we had a lot of news to cover, that was a lie.
I mean, there's a handful of things we can make commentary on.
There is probably enough.
Wrong.
It's the return of the Frakes board.
So remember that weird Shaggy meme that was going around a couple years ago where like they're talking about how powerful Shaggy is?
Because
Never happened.
No, it did, and now it's more real than ever. Because at the beginning of the new animated Mortal Kombat movie that's coming out, and that's the thing, is animated Mortal Kombat movies. In the WB animation opening, they always do a little animated sting.
Yeah.
In this one, it's Scorpion flipping around.
being Scorpion.
Yeah. And then Shaggy comes bursting out of the WB logo with like green flames all around him. and tells him to get over here, man, and then pulls Scorpion into the logo, and it closes. So
Like, get over here, man.
exactly.
Like he grabs him by the throat
yeah.
and drags him into this whatever.
That's a fun little
Hellscape.
tribute. That's
Yeah.
fine. It's okay.
I mean, it all kind of started because there was an animated movie with Shaggy where he basically something happened to him, and I don't know if it was like a chemical or something, but it made him lose his cowardice or whatever.
He becomes God.
Yeah, he's almost limitless, and he like fights like a whole restaurant full of bikers,
Yes.
and that's basically what started the whole Ultra Instinct, only using 10% of my power, Shaggy memes from like a year or two ago.
I never thought it was that funny of a meme.
I never thought it was either.
But I actually do like this for whatever reason. I don't know. It's just fun.
I think it's more like just like a big company like kind of just getting in on the joke.
Yeah.
It's like that Leo DiCaprio meme where it's like you're squinting and pointing at the screen like, hey, wait a minute.
I like this. I like them getting into this joke right up into the point where they start selling Shaggy Ultra Instinct action figures.
Yeah. Don't
Because
do that.
if they start making money trying to make money off of you know, an organic online joke kind of thing, it's almost the same as those SpongeBob SquarePants meme statues.
Oh, those meme
Yeah.
toys. Yeah. I mean, there was a company. Well, there's still a company, but they're called like U-Tunes or something.
Yeah, they advertise on my Facebook.
They're
all
like
the time.
vinyl figures. Some of them are memes. Others are
Some
pop culture references.
Some of them are YouTubers I've never heard of that make me feel old.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of
It
that.
makes my skin start to feel loose and my bones brittle.
Yeah, that's me walking through the Target and going through the toy aisle and seeing Minecraft toys of YouTubers that I don't recognize.
Yeah,
It's
basically,
like-
if you're not the Yogcast, I don't know who you are.
I don't know
I don't
who
even know who
that is.
They were like the original Minecraft YouTubers. They're like the diggy hole guys.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Didn't they steal a bunch of money though?
Oh yeah, they're terrible.
That's-
They were terrible dudes.
Yeah.
They had like a Kickstarter that for a game
Yeah, that
Or
was
something.
basically Minecraft.
that was basically Minecraft, and then they took
I
the
think
money.
that was
and ran.
after. I think that was after like Moang actually kicked them out of a Minecraft convention or Minecon or something.
I don't. Yeah. Okay.
This was a long time ago,
yeah.
back when Minecraft was first, the big thing.
And now it's the big
Before
thing
the big-
for kids.
Before the dark times. Before the
Yeah.
Fortnite.
The Fortnite
Or the
game.
Roblox.
Oh, well, there's Roblox toys now too.
There
I
are,
know.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And they're ugly. They're
Oh.
ugly as sin.
They are. They're terrible. They're absolutely awful. Like I hate walking into like the Lego aisle and then you get to the end where the other building toys are,
Yeah.
and you get into the Mega Connects and that's
Well, the Roblox characters always looked like Lego minifig knockoffs anyway.
They do. Yeah.
They've got to like just barely bypass copyright on that one.
The best kind of distinct.
Illegally.
Legally distinct.
well. Here's the thing: Lego is not copyrighted; it is patent protected.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so people can make Lego-like things. I mean, there's no.
As long as they
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
I'm sure if you make something that's the exact shape and design as a minifig, though, I don't think you're gonna get sued. I bet they own like some kind of protection on that exact shape and design of the minifig.
I don't know. I see a lot of folks at cons selling custom printed
That's true.
Lego figs of
well, I think
all sorts
they,
of characters.
Well,
and
I think
stuff.
they take like base.
Oh, and they modify them.
Yeah,
I
they
guess that's
they.
the difference.
I think they
Oh,
just
okay.
screen print designs,
I see.
and I think
It's a-
some people mold like.
It's
Because I have some knockoff Lego accessories that fit onto minifigures.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, but you never see a Lego knockoff that has a minifig that's quite as good.
No, they're always
No.
just a little bit off.
Yeah,
And
something-
like they're and sometimes a lot of times they have like weird molding on them.
Yep. Yeah.
Like to give them almost like a 3-dimensional effect.
Right. Hey, Cody, you mentioned feeling super old. Do you want another reason to feel super old?
sure.
Adult Swim turned 20 years old this year.
I remember when it came out.
Me too.
Remember the old stingers where it's just a pool?
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
old people swimming.
Bum, 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 bum,
All kids out of the
bum,
pool.
bump, bump. Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what the heck is this?
Yes. So Adult Swim, it's something that's still going on today, as far as I know. I don't have Cartoon Network, but it is.
It is.
It's their late night block on Cartoon Network. it was originally just weekends, wasn't it? Or was it every night? I think it started as
It might have just been weekends,
or
at
like
first.
Friday, Saturday, something like
Yeah.
that. Because I remember Space Ghost Coast to Coast was kind of the big precursor to Adult Swim.
Yeah, it was the Adult Swim show before there was an Adult Swim to put it on.
Right. But when that happened,
That was Cartoon Planet with all that stuff wasn't
No,
it?
Cartoon Planet was the kids' version.
Cartoon Planet was the kids' version. Yeah. But it was Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I'm trying to remember what some of the original shows. Aqua Teen was an original show.
Home movies.
Home Movies. C Lab 2021. And
Although Home Movies was originally on UPN for like 4 episodes.
right, and then until it was dropped. Were there any other? I think the Brack Show had
Yeah, Brack Show was there from the start.
was
it?
an original.
'Cause
Yeah.
I thought Space Ghost was on a little bit before Brack Show came out.
Well, Space Ghost was before Adult Swim
Oh,
came
true,
out.
true.
Yeah, and isn't that where they started playing anime late night as well? Like
Well,
Cowboy
there
Bebop or
was-
something like that.
There was regular Toonami, which was like right when you got out of school.
Right.
And then there was late night Toonami where that was the same stuff but unedited.
Oh,
So that's where
I
you got
see.
like Dragon Ball with blood and Gundam Wing with swearing and stuff like
I
that.
see. I see.
Now with swears.
But I remember watching a lot of Adult Swim. Yeah, I actually remember videotaping, buying blank tapes. I still have a bunch of blank tapes of old episodes of Space Ghost and Aqua Teen and C Lab and stuff at my parents' house somewhere.
I liked when Toonami was hosted by Moltar.
Yes.
And like when everybody talks about how much they like Tom, like that character,
Oh, the
that has
robot.
I'm like, I don't care about that guy. I want Moltar to tell me Sailor Moon's coming on.
I remember those.
Yeah.
I remember those. And they always had like those little kind of like stinger trailers of like shows with Moltar's voiceover.
But yeah,
20 years ago.
20 years.
I mean, not SpongeBob. Strong Bad's 20 years old now too.
Yes, that also
That's
happened.
even more.
also happened.
That's even more
Yeah.
niche.
Yes. Well, not as niche. The more and more these days, I meet people that did watch not Space Ghost. Well, they watched Space Ghost.
Homestar.
But they watched Homestar and Strong Bad.
Are they our age group though?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, of course.
Well, yeah.
I think it was the first wholly original internet content that was truly good.
Yes.
And also, it was always, anybody could have watched it. It wasn't like a Newgrounds thing.
It was
where-
decidedly all ages.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a Newgrounds thing where you probably shouldn't have been on this when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and they weren't afraid to like push it a little bit occasionally, but never bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like full of swears and grossness
Yeah.
and whatnot.
I don't want to say that they were like all ages, like, oh, it's like wholesome. It's
No. But like they were never like punching down, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was just good, solid entertainment.
Yeah, legitimately like funny writing animated internet cartoon.
And it goes to show how good it was because the Chapman brothers are still working in media today. Like
Yeah.
between was it Two More Eggs?
That Disney
thing that they did, and I know one of them wrote for the Aquabat Super Show
Gravity
and Gravity Falls.
Owl House.
Yeah, Owl House. Yeah, like they've stayed very active.
Man, I need more Owl House in my life. I love that show.
But I
It holds up too. Most internet humor absolutely does not hold up.
it's very dated.
Yeah.
Dated.
I tried going back and watching some Waterman Studios a while back, and
Oh no, that's not going to be good. You're not going to
it's-
have a good time.
it was awful. I don't know how I enjoyed it back in high school.
That's like when I not too long ago went back and tried to watch Bonus Stage, and it was
Oh
just
my God.
awful.
Yeah, I imagine it was. But Homestar and Strong Bad and the bunch, they
They hold up.
I mean,
they could make more today, and they would.
And they occasionally do.
Yeah, they do every now and then.
Actually, Strong Bad has a Let's Play series that has 2 episodes that is very funny.
Oh yeah, where they've been playing the old what is it, like Tandy?
Yeah, just like the most ancient, crusty computer games.
Oh, it's great. It's
Like,
super good.
Stuff you don't see people play.
Honestly, I personally, I went to Homestar Runner just to watch Strong Bad emails. I really could honestly have cared less about all the ancillary Strong Bad or Homestar characters.
Oh, I just marinated in the whole thing, man. I
eventually went back and watched all their shorts and stuff, but I was really there for Strong Bad email.
I was ravenous about it. Like any little bit of content I could find that they made, I had to have it.
I mean, as we're sitting here looking across the room at this collection of Strong Bad or of Homestar Runner characters,
I do have the entire PVC set. My cheat is somewhere in the room. It's behind a shelf or something.
I mean, I have a hoodie with the cheat on it from the original store.
I had a Strong Sad shirt.
I had a Homsar with the back that said raised by a cup of coffee on it.
I
was raised by a cup of coffee.
I had a messenger bag with Homestar on it and one with the cheat.
I also, an age back when internet speeds were not great around here, I owned the DVD set of Strong Bad emails.
Yeah, I have several of the
Dude,
DVDs.
I remember.
I got rid of them years ago, but like...
I remember, so you want to talk about DVD sets. Somewhere, I think I still have them, is the original Red vs. Blue DVD releases from Rooster Teeth.
Oh, that is something that probably doesn't hold up today.
Yeah, I'll bet it doesn't.
I don't know. It's been a while since I watched it.
You know what? That could be your check it out for next week.
Watch the old Red vs. Blues.
Report back. See how many Red vs. Blues you can get through before
they say a slur or something.
I think they might be on HBO Max.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Oh, we could all marinate in
the prestige entertainment of HBO Max.
Oh man.
Why are we here? Well, that's a very good question. No, I meant, why are we physically here in this canyon?
Never been a big Halo guy. I don't know.
I've never been
I mean, I worked at GameStop. We all played Halo. I was there Halo 2 opening night and then went to a gaming cafe and played a bunch of LAN multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to Mr. Ego's too on occasion.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this was at Game Tech.
Oh,
yeah, the other one.
The one across town rivals.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of Red vs. Blue when it was originally on, but I do to this day still reference my fiery Latin temper.
That is a good joke.
I remember watching a bunch of it in somebody's basement. Was that
it would have been my basement. Yeah, I think someone brought it over.
Your parents do have a pretty dope basement.
Thanks. But yeah, it was with high school. We stayed up all night, and I forget who brought it over. Someone did. And we binged like all of it
at the time.
Yeah, and that's the only time I've ever watched it.
Might have been Ron, actually.
Could have been.
Yeah, could very well have been.
Pizza Extreme Team founder Ron.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good times.
Oh man,
internet content.
All so old.
If you think about like the old internet versus the internet now, it
was a better place.
It was, yeah, a much better place. Where people had websites and not all the content was filtered through 3 different big websites.
Yeah.
True. True.
What was it? Bob Mackey.
Yeah, Bob Mackey.
He said, he wishes he could go back to early mid-90s because, the internet speed's way down, but the Weezer quality
way up.
Yep.
Accurate. That's accurate.
Yeah. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some other old stuff.
Other old stuff.
Urkel's back and not even in Pog form.
Wow.
Oh, that got me. That got me. Yes, Urkel is coming back for a animated Christmas special.
You heard it here first.
First?
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, this is the first I'm hearing about it.
If this is the only place you get news, then probably here.
Yeah.
Did we do that?
We did that.
We did cover this. Jaleel White is back as the nerd boy Urkel, and he's doing a Christmas special for HBO Max.
That's fine. Okay. I mean, I think the time may have passed for Urkel, although part of this feels like they are using it as a test bed for a Fuller House style reunion series.
God, I hope not.
Of Family Matters.
I feel like
Urkel wasn't even supposed to be the main character of that stupid show.
No, he wasn't. It was
but
supposed to be
he became it.
Carl Winslow.
It became the Urkel show.
It
Yeah.
did. It did.
Yeah.
Where the storylines focused on him.
Yeah. Now the question is Reginald Vell Johnson coming back for this?
I don't know.
Or any of the other... I mean,
I don't know.
Some of the other
Don't have
actors
those
there are no
details.
longer with us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, this is a weird one.
I mean, there's worse sitcom characters you could bring back for an animated special for kids.
Yeah, I guess.
Cliffy's Christmas Spectacular.
Kramer's Christmas.
Cliff Clavins.
Yeah, from Cheers.
A Cliff Clavin Christmas.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Kramer's Christmas.
Christmas with the Kramers.
Yeah, and they only brought back Kramer. Everybody else
Is
involved.
gone.
Dude,
Yeah.
did you guys see where Netflix was?
Michael Richards.
Did you see where Netflix had a trailer for a hot new show there that's just dropping on Netflix, but it's just Seinfeld. But they had like a whole trailer, like it's a whole new
pretending like it's brand new.
yeah,
Oh, that's pretty funny.
because Seinfeld is now on Netflix.
I thought they would have ended up on like Paramount Plus or something.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. But yeah, I'm glad to see Jaleel White. I mean, he has been doing stuff. He was the funny best friend on the Big Show. Do you remember that sitcom about WWE wrestler The Big Show?
Yeah, and his
He also
family.
had a show. It was called
Wrestling.
My Wife and Kids, maybe.
Was he on My Wife and Kids?
I don't remember. He did some show where he was like one of like the co-stars or whatever. And I remember the original ads for it where they kept basically like making jokes that he used to be Urkel. He's like, I moved past that.
Oh yeah, that might have been
I
And
thought
then-
you were talking about the Big Show.
No.
Yeah.
I don't care about the Big Show.
Hey, that show is actually pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
It's actually pretty funny. I mean, The Big Show is not a great actor, but they don't like try to set it up as he's just a hardworking, every man who happens to be 8 feet tall. He is the wrestler, The Big Show, but his sitcom happens in the downtime between his wrestling matches, and his next door neighbor happens to be former child actor Jaleel White. So he's playing a fictionalized version of himself. That's
pretty
an
funny.
episode where
That's pretty funny.
they constantly meet at the gym, and the joke is that Jaleel White can't lift all the weights that the Big Show can.
Well,
Of
duh.
course.
He's the Big Show.
Yeah. He's a big he's the big WrestleMan, and he's incredibly big WrestleMan.
He's a very big man.
Sorry, we're talking about like wrestling, and I keep glancing back in my brain to the WCW when they had RoboCop in there.
Oh yeah,
Like 80s RoboCop, like breaking open a fake cell door.
Yeah, they had that. They also had a wrestler named the Shockmaster who they were hyping very much, and the guy who was portraying the Shockmaster fell when he was on his debut, like as he was running out to like not a bit. Like he tripped and fell running out of the gate on his first appearance, and it ruined the character forever.
Everyone was shocked.
Also, the Shockmaster's helmet was a Stormtrooper helmet that they bedazzled and thought they could get away with it.
I mean, if Terry, whatever his name, whatever Hogan's actual name is,
Belia.
Kid had to pay Marvel rights to use the word Hulk in his name.
That's right, brother.
You need to pay the Lucasfilm for their Star Wars helmet.
That's why he heel turned and became Hollywood Hogan.
It is why, because he didn't want to pay anymore.
Yep.
And then he went back again.
Yep. Well, hey, listen, we are actually at time, so let's go ahead and wrap things up for the show.
We can't talk about the Attitude Era of wrestling anymore.
Man, I wish. You know what? We'll save it for next week.
NWO Wolfpack for life.
For life.
Ow!
All right, you've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You like social media, brother? We're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon at Nerd Overload now. Ooh, yeah.
And here comes Hulk Hogan's Macho Man Randy Savage's lawyer. He'll probably send an email to staff@nerdoverload.com where you can reach us with any questions or comments you may have. You can also give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline, 586-372-8020. Leave a message and we might play it on the show. And make sure there's audio in it, not 3 seconds of silence, because we did get one of those this week.
Oh, all right, all right. Well, hey, the Nature Boy Ric Flair is here also. Woo! You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps, such as...
You didn't have anything else to say other than that?
No,
Does he ever?
that's it.
Okay.
Does he ever?
I believe it's
he's
nonsensical rambling, and then... Woo!
And he's gone.
And he's gone. Anyway, podcasts such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Pizza out. I couldn't think of a good wrestling one.
This show was sponsored in part by MB Subculture Comics and Costumes.